Zabelski. Okay, we are on the air. Okay, tonight before we do Paranormal Radio activity, we're going to do a game show. Just to kind of introduce the show to everybody here, some of you older listeners will remember this. It's an old game show called You Bet Your Life, and we do our version of it. We don't do the secret word, but we do You Bet Your Life. And just to kind of introduce the show to you, if you may or may not have heard of it, You Bet Your Life was an old radio TV quiz show. It started off on radio and the show ran for about 15 years, hosted by the irreplaceable Groucho Marx. For many years, the show itself wasn't that much. It was just a basic radio quiz show, but it was Groucho and his little innuendos and his interviews with the guests and stuff that made the show a big success. So in no way do we try to compare ourselves to that show, but it's just a fun little show we have, and that kind of warms people up for when we go on right after that and do Paranormal Radio. Tonight we have two teams here. We've got four guests coming on. We're going to do the ladies against the guys, and we're going to start by introducing the ladies. With us tonight we have Miss Angelise Farina. Welcome to You Bet Your Life, Angelise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
What do you do for a living? What is your occupation?
I am a makeup artist, and I'm a regional manager for a marketing company.
You're a makeup artist. Now, do you make makeup for movies, TV, or like wedding
no,
makeup?
I do wedding makeup and special event makeup.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. That might be something you want to go into. Now, a while back in the fall, I did a film. I wanted to do this all my life. It was a zombie film. And I actually got to be in this film, and they did the makeup. I remember I never knew this was such an involved process. It's like an hour doing this. They put like latex on, and that has to dry. Then they go back and they rip that, then they spray you with something else and all this kind of thing. So you don't do zombie makeup for brides, do you?
No, but that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. We need to talk more into the... Talk more into the mic. Okay, there you go. I could hear you, but I guess it sounds different when he's over there. Okay, so you do makeup, and what was the other thing you do?
I'm a regional manager for a marketing company.
A regional manager for a marketing company. So if makeup is slow, you regional manager is probably the bread and butter.
That's the bread and butter.
And then the makeup is the fun thing in that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you do something else too, which we're going to talk about next hour with the paranormal and all that. Welcome to You Bet Your Life, Angelise. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Next contestant we have is Miss Kelly Howard. Kelly, welcome to You Bet Your Life.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to have you with us. What do you do for a living?
I am a freelance web designer and developer. I also recently just started working over at Walmart in the bakery as a baker.
You work at Walmart in the bakery as a baker. You know, one of my other guests that I had on the show when I was doing my show with WARG Radio over at Argo High was a Walmart bakery person. You bakers keep like ungodly hours, don't you?
Oh yeah. 4 a.m. starts.
Yeah, unbelievable. Now, is the Walmart, I guess you're in a super Walmart, right?
Yes.
Because they sell the groceries and all that, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where do you do your Walmart baking at?
In the bakery.
Well, I know that, but I mean, is it like any store in particular, or do you just go from store to store?
No. Orland Hills.
In Orland Hills. Oh, okay. So you're kind of close to me there too. Orland Park, Orland Hills.
Yes.
Okay, I know where that's at. Yeah. Well, and your other thing, you freelance web design.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now that you can do at home.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I've been doing that for the last 3 years.
So now like tomorrow, the weather's really bad, so you won't go bake tomorrow. You'll stay home and do freelance web designing. Huh?
I got the day off, so thank God.
Well, nice talking to you, and welcome to You Bet Your Life. And ladies, you chose for your category. We're going to do the guys against the girls. You chose movies and TV, right?
Yes.
For your category? Okay, now you have an imaginary. I'll just let the rules know. You know the rules. We told you the rules before we started, but we'll tell them to our listening audience here. You get an imaginary bank of money of $20. You bet your questions anywhere you'd like from $1 to $20. Bear in mind, the higher dollar amount you get tougher questions. The lower amount, you get easier questions. 4 in a row right, you've won. We tally up your dollar amount, and what you have, that's what you've got. If you get 2 in a row wrong, the game is over. That's it. You're out of it. The 4 in a row right, though, you try to score the higher dollar amount you can to try to beat your opposing team, because you don't know what they're going to get. But we'll see how it goes. How much would you chose for your category, movies and TV, and how much would you like to bet for your first question?
Should we try a $3 question out?
Sure. Want to go $3?
Like a medium.
Okay, you want to try something in the middle of the road?
There
Okay. Let's give you. All right, let's give you something here that you'll probably get you. We'll start you off easy, and then we'll sock it to you. We'll work it up. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Name the movie about an amusement entertainment center that featured live dinosaurs that went amok.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
That's what you decided, Jurassic Park. You're absolutely right. You bet your life. So
Ding,
you've got
ding, ding.
so you got $23. Okay, now you got to get 3 more questions. What would you like to bet? How much dollar amount for your next question?
Should we
5?
5?
You want to go 5? You're getting
Really
confident now. See, that was easy. So you're getting confident. Okay, $5 question. Okay, let's see here. What do we got for you for $5? Okay, let's give you this. This is from 1960s TV. See, the higher dollar amount you get tougher questions. But you guys might know this doing what your hobby is. Okay, this is a 1960s TV show featuring the typical average American family, featuring a Frankenstein-like father, a vampire, a mother.
The Munsters.
The Munsters.
Didn't even let me finish when they got it.
I love
You're
the
absolutely
Munsters.
right. It is the Munsters. Yeah, they're actually now doing a remake of the Munsters, which looks horrid. I saw some of the previews for it, and it has nothing at all to do with the old series. So that was 5 on that one. Usually I have somebody with me, like host, and keep score here. So you got to excuse my math here. You've got $28 with 2 right. 2 more questions. How much would you like to go for your next one?
7.
Sure,
Let's just
why
keep
not?
pushing.
Show it up.
They're getting bold
Keep
now.
pushing.
Okay, now you're going to get it. Okay. I'm gonna cut you some slack on this one. The question actually is, name 3 African-American actresses who have won Academy Awards. We just had the Academy Awards last night, didn't we? Yeah, it was just on last night. That's right. I watched a little bit of it.
Halle Berry.
Well, it's 3, but I was going to say name 1. Since you already did it, now I'm going to give you 2. Name 2. Halle Berry's 1.
Butterfly McQueen. She won Gone with the Wind.
Mm.
Oh, it was the best supporting actress. What was her name? What was her name?
There've been many, but just name 2. You got 1. Halle Berry won. She won the Academy Award.
One of them won for Gone with the Wind. What was her name?
Well, you got Gone with the Wind. You're in the right ballpark there, but it wasn't Butterfly McQueen. It was the other lady. You can't think of her
Hattie
name.
McDonald.
What was it?
Hattie McDonald.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
You're absolutely
Sure.
right. Hattie McDaniel won.
All right.
Very good. Hattie McDaniel won for Gone with the Wind in 1938. She was the first African-American actress. Then we had Halle Berry. Whoopi Goldberg won for Ghost. We had other ones.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Jennifer Hudson.
Why didn't I think of
Jennifer
her?
Hudson. Just a couple of years ago, Jennifer Hudson. So there have been many. There have been many that won. That was $7 for you guys. Wow. You guys are kicking along. 28. I got to add this up slowly here. 30. $35. One more question right. How much would you like to go?
Do I was 10?
Why not?
You want to go $10?
Dude, good so far. Why not?
Okay. $10?
Yes. Let's try $10.
Okay, now you get the tough one. Okay. This is no playing around. Okay, no one has gotten this one right when we've done this show.
Oh, sure.
Name 3 actors who have played the role of Superman. And this could be a movie, a TV, a cartoon character, anything you'd like. 3 actors who have played
3
Superman.
actors.
Name 3 of them.
What was the one who just made the movie? I don't even know that guy's name. He's like a nobody.
Somebody from TV, whatever you want.
Christopher
Okay,
Reeve.
Christopher Reeve, there's
What
one.
was the first one? His name was he killed himself. His name is George.
Well, what was the first guy's name?
Christopher Reeve.
Okay, and the second guy's got a real similar name. I'll give you some hints on this.
George. Steve.
Change that S to an R and you got it.
George Reeve.
George Reeve, there you go. You got 2 of them. Name 1 more.
Oh, one more.
What-
Come
what-
on. We're going to do
What the
this.
heck was the actor's name from the TV show? Smallville.
We'll take
The
him.
real
That's
pretty one.
the pretty one.
Yeah, the really
pretty one.
cute one.
Yeah.
How could I not? How could
That
I
you
not
never
know
see
his
anymore
name?
now,
I know
ever
the-
since the show ended. Where he went, I don't know.
I know
But
the obscure
Okay, one more.
one. Oh my God, what is his name?
They got the guy. They can obviously see his face. They just don't know his name.
Google it.
can I cheat?
No.
I'm embarrassed.
No
I don't
cheating.
know this. I know the one from the 60s, but I don't know the cute one from
Yeah,
5
I
years
can't-
ago.
I
Okay,
cannot
so what
think
are we
of
coming up
what
with an answer? You're
his
stumped,
name
obviously,
is.
right?
Yes.
Okay, well, the gentleman that you were talking about was Tom Welling.
That's it.
That's Tom Welling, and then there's another one, Brandon Roth, that did the film a couple of years ago.
That's
So,
it. He was
girls,
like-
okay, now here's how this works. You got that one wrong. You bet $10 on that. Now we go backwards. You lose $10, and you got one wrong. Don't get the next one wrong, then you got 2 in a row wrong, and you're done. So now you're down to $25. Whoa.
Should we
You're
pull
down to
back
25.
and do a $5 question?
Sure, why not?
Want to go $5?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got too greedy last
All
time.
right,
We
let's
fell
do that.
apart.
Okay, we'll give you an easy one here because I think, we'll give you an easy one because I feel bad you lost $10 on that one. Okay, filmed during the heyday of the disco years. This film catapulted John Travolta to stardom.
Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever. That was all too easy. You're absolutely right, and you wound up scoring $30.
All her.
Very good, $30. Okay, and for your $30, we do give you prizes. You do get things here. We don't give you Caribbean cruises, but you do get prizes.
Oh, darn.
So we get.
I
Well,
like
it's not
that.
Cannibal Cruise.
Well, hey, yeah, really,
You get
after
boxes
that-
of chip.
that
You get boxes
horror
of
story,
cherries.
I don't
I
know
love
if I'd want
cherries.
to be taking
Everybody
a
gets a
cruise
box of
anytime
Queen Anne
soon.
Chocolate
cherries.
covered cherries.
Oh, thank you.
And the Easter season's coming up, so everybody gets a box of Peeps.
Ooh, my favorite.
Everybody gets Peeps.
I like to blow them up in
And
the
as soon as I
microwave.
get the prizes out here, we'll go to the gentleman.
They
Which
get
you bet your
gigantic.
life.
You ever have peep s'mores? Oh,
No, but that sounds amazing.
yummy.
Okay, thank you, ladies. You wound up with $30 for your total, and thank you for playing You Bet Your Life. Now we switch gears and we go over to the gentleman. Mr. Tony SZABELSKI.
Hi, Bob.
I actually know your name this time. It took me a while to get that, but I did put it up wrong on Facebook when I put your name up there.
It's difficult to pronounce.
SZ. Yeah,
Yes.
mine's a horrible one, too. Mine's TRZ. Nobody gets mine
Right.
Mr. Tony SZABELSKI. And Tony's been with me before. He's done... You were at a couple of locations
Yeah,
with us, too, and
yeah.
stuff, and he's been with me when I did the show at WARG Radio
Right.
and that, so we had Tony on. So naturally, I invited him. I said, Tony, you're welcome to come on anytime you like. Now, your full-time job, you were a... Go ahead.
I
tell us.
was a kitchen manager for
Right.
a nursing home for 15 years.
And right now, you're doing...
I give ghost tours
Okay.
for Haunted Hometowns Corporation.
Mhm.
I give an Elgin ghost tour.
Right, and we're going to talk about a lot of that next
when the
hour
weather
when we
gets
get in.
warmer.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Although the ghosts come out in the winter, too.
Oh, they're always there
Yeah, yeah.
because nobody wants to stand out there and hear about them.
So ghost touring and kitchen managing, I should say. Anything else you're into?
Well, besides paranormal investigating, which we're going to talk
Yeah,
about
we'll
later.
get into that next hour.
That's
Okay.
my
Yeah.
other thing.
And Tony, thanks for coming on, and
Oh,
welcome
sure.
to You Bet Your
Thanks
Life.
for inviting me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. You're welcome to come back anytime you'd like. I always told you that. And Mr. Phil Donkowski. Did I
Right.
get it right?
Right, it's good.
Phil Donkowski, you're a newcomer to, well, I shouldn't say, well, a newcomer to Paranormal Radio. See, I'm confusing my shows now. I want to say you're a newcomer to WARG Radio. I'm not on WARG Radio tonight. Tonight I'm on WindyCity.com, www.windycityhometown.com. We got to give the station logo here. Okay, and Phil, what do you do for a living, sir?
Maintenance technician.
You're a maintenance tech. Now, you also do a special hobby, which we brought you on for the next hour. What exactly is a maintenance technician?
Work on electrical, mechanical, pneumatic, hydraulic systems.
So you do like commercial buildings, that type of stuff, or is it like residential?
I
type
also
stuff?
do. What do you call it? Residential, commercial. It's more industrial right now. More
Industrial. Yeah, that's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. Industrial. Okay. Welcome to You Bet Your Life, sir. Nice to have you with us. And then everybody that's on with You Bet Your Life is also going to stick around with us, and we're going to do Paranormal Radio right after this. Okay, gentlemen, now you got to beat $30. That's what the ladies got scored there. They got tied up on that Superman question there, and they kind of blew $10 there. Otherwise, they were scoring pretty high. And you chose for your category. What'd you guys take? Batman.
Batman.
They took Batman for their category.
Should be
Okay.
good.
I hope so.
Me too.
All right.
We got to
Batman
get those
questions.
peeps so we can have
I'll run the
chocolate
questions.
cover.
I'm putting them in a
I'll run the
microwave.
rules by you again. You have an imaginary bank of $20, and you go anywhere from $1 to $20. Bear in mind, the higher dollar amount you go, you get tougher questions. 4 in a row right, you win. Try to beat the $30, and you won, and we can ask you the bonus question from a general category. 2 in a row wrong, and it's over. How much would you like to go for your first question?
$3.
3. Yeah.
Wanna go $3?
Start out simple.
Start simple.
Start out
Okay.
simple.
$3. Okay, we'll start you off easy here. What make-believe major city does Batman protect?
Gotham
Gotham
City.
City.
He protects Gotham City. You're absolutely right. $28. They're already beating you. They got one question
Yeah,
right,
see?
and they're already beating the $30 there, ladies. I hate to tell you. How much would you like to do for your next one?
5.
5.
You want to go 5? Okay. Okay. This you may or may not know. Some people know this, some people don't. What does Batman's alter ego, Bruce Wayne, do for a living? Ah,
Wait a
see?
minute.
Even I know this guy.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to say.
Lives in a big mansion.
Yeah, he lives in a
He's
big
gotta do
mansion.
something.
He does actually have an
Something
occupation.
important.
He actually has a couple of things he does.
Yeah.
He does. He does a couple of different things.
Isn't he the president of Bruce Wayne Enterprises?
You're half right there. Okay, we're going to give it to you for that. Yeah, he runs the Wayne Foundation, Millionaire Bruce Wayne, and he also does charitable organizations, and in his spare time he's a crime fighter. Yeah, but that's what he does. He hates
He's a
Wayne
busy guy.
Enterprises and the Wayne Foundation. Wayne Enterprises is his business, whatever that is,
Right.
and then the Wayne Foundation is his charitable organization. So okay, you got that one. So you got 5 on that. What do we got? 8. Let's see. $33. 2 more questions. What would you like to bet for the next one?
Do we want to get bold and go for 10?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, you want to do a $10 one? All
Fair.
right, here we go.
Drum roll.
Okay. There have been actresses that have played the Catwoman. Name 2 African American two African American actresses who have played the Catwoman. And I'll give you a hint. One is from TV, from the old TV series. One is from a movie. 2 African American actresses who have portrayed the Catwoman in Batman. You wanted a $10 question. You got it.
Was Tina Turner one of them?
Tina Turner, no.
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 I don't know. Just a
Rolling
guess.
down the river.
I do not know him.
Yeah, I don't know either.
No, you don't know any of them? Either one?
No.
Okay, in the old series, it was Eartha Kitt. very Sultra Eartha Kitt, purring voice all the time like that. Sultry Eartha Kitt was in the 60s on TV. She played it with
now I remember.
yeah, the Batman TV series, and then Halle Berry.
Halle
Berry, that was not all that long ago. So, big shots, you lost $10 on that one. You're back down to 23, and you got one more question. Okay.
$3?
Don't get the next one.
Okay,
Don't get
$5.
the next one wrong, or that's it. So you want to go 5?
We'll
now,
go 5.
Even if you go to 5, you're still not going to beat the girls. Cause you only
really?
They got 30.
Well.
You want to go 5? Okay. We'll do the $5. Okay.
Okay. Or do you want to go more? Do you want to go more?
Want to tie him?
Yeah, let's try it. Let's try to at least tie him.
Okay. How much you want to do?
What come out to
Would it be 10?
You want to do $10? Yeah. You want to try that again? Okay. Is Robin related to Batman?
No.
Maybe a trick question.
No.
You're absolutely certain about that?
Now wait. Now what are we talking now? Are we talking?
Is Robin
current?
related to
no,
Batman?
Is that current or is that from the old Adam West show?
Is Robin related to Batman? In all of them, it's been the same thing.
Well, if I'm going on a current movie history, no.
No.
He's not. You're absolutely right. He is not related to Batman. He's actually his ward.
Right.
Yeah, he's in the care of Bruce Wayne, but he's not related. Okay, that was $10 on that one, and you got $33. So you snuck it in, and you beat the girls. And for your prize, you're going to get the same thing. You get some Queen Anne cherries we give you, and we give you a box of Peeps. Now, since you guys scored the $3 higher than the ladies did, do you want to do the bonus round? The bonus round comes from a general category. Now with that, if you get that, you get to keep what you got, and you get an extra little something. If you don't get the bonus question, you lose what you got, and it's over. What do you
I
want
say
to do?
let's go for it.
Do it.
Want to go for
Do
the
it.
bonus question? Okay, now this comes out of a general category here, so it's not going to be Batman. So we're going to give you something out of, let me just flip a page here and see what turns up on the questions here. Okay. All right. I won't give you presidents here because those are tough. Presidents are bad. Let's see here.
You guys said easier questions. We named multiple people. You got a yes or no.
Okay, this is a guy question, so we'll meet you halfway on this one. Okay, a guy question from cars. I'm going to give you a question out of the car category. Okay, name 2 cars named after horses.
Mustang.
There's one. You're halfway.
Pinto.
Mustang and the Pinto, 2 Ford cars named after horses. You're absolutely
Good
right.
job.
You bet your
Good
life.
job.
You got it. And for your efforts, we give you your Peeps.
Grew up in a garage.
We got that.
We got
And then
our Peeps.
also, too, yeah, you get the Peeps. You get your chocolate cherries,
Peeps
and
are
you
awesome.
get a chocolate carrot.
I knew working with my uncle paid off
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You get
I knew
chocolate
the
carrots.
Mustang, but I had
And
no
thank you
idea
so much
what
for
Pinto.
playing
I
You
had to
Bet
think
Your
about
Life,
the
everyone.
Pinto.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
And that's it.
Thank
We're going
you.
to stop. We're going to take about a 5-minute break here, and then everybody's coming back on with Paranormal Radio Activity. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Stick
Sounds
with
good.
us here on
Thanks, Bob.
WindyCity.com, WindyCityHometown.com, www.WindyCityHometown.com. We are on Paranormal Activity here with www.WindyCityHometown.com. I love doing the shows here at Windy City because I like the relaxed atmosphere of it, and also they post these shows up so darn fast. We do the shows, we're doing it tonight on Monday night, February 25th, within a matter of days, probably the next day. They have this posted, they have us up on YouTube, and they post it up on their website, WindyCityHometown.com, www.WindyCityHometown.com. We are looking for some sponsors here for the show. These stations and these shows do cost a little bit of money for Mr. John DeVita here to run. So I'm looking for some sponsors, and I'm working on a few people. One would be the Epilepsy Foundation, working on them. They're going to give us a check here, I think, and a few other folks I'm working on to give us some checks here for sponsorship to keep the show going. If you're interested in that, you can go up onto my Facebook page. That's Bob Trazik, Facebook, and you can do that. Contact me, or you can contact John here at Windy City. And if you're interested in doing the sponsor, and then we'll put in a plug and do some advertising for whatever your organization or your company or whatever you have that you'd like us to advertise for you. Okay, I'm going to do some acknowledgements of some people here, talk about some upcoming shows, some ideas for some upcoming shows I have, and then I'm going to introduce our guests. We've got 4 guests with us this evening. Jacqueline Stigman, a very nice lady that I had the pleasure of meeting sometime back in September, and actually had her on a show that I was doing for a high school station for Ward Radio. And just as a chance guest, I met Jacqueline on a Monday morning, September 24th, and she's an author. She wrote a book called From Darkness. And she came on my show that night and talked, and she was a little uneasy talking on the radio and everything, but then she warmed up to it really nicely. A very charming lady, very nice guest, and her book was then due to come out in November for release. And so I put in a few plugs for her book and everything, and she very, very generously, really nicely, wrote a very nice acknowledgement to me and to Mr. Todd Paulson, who was the station manager over at WARG, for us giving the plug to her book and promoting it and bringing her on the radio to talk about that. If you would like to order this, it's called From Darkness. It's a tale of the supernatural. You can order this by going to her website. That would be Jacqueline, that's JACQUELINE, Stigman.com. You can order it through Amazon, but if you order it through Jacqueline's website, she gets a little more kickback on the royalty from the book, which is nice, since she wrote it. And also, too, you get like a 10% discount when you do it that way. And the reason I mentioned Jacqueline, too, is because when she comes back in town, she lives in Manhattan, New York. She'll be popping back into Chicago in the spring, and then she's going to come on WindyCityHometown.com, and she's going to be a guest with us here on Paranormal Radio. So there's that one for that. The book is called From Darkness. It's a Tale of the Supernatural, and she's writing a series of these. This is the first one in the series, so it's the first edition, first in the series. And like I said, JacquelineStigman.com. Order it from there. It's called From Darkness, and she will be a future guest with us. And like I said, you can order it on Amazon, but if you order it through her site, you get your 10% discount with that. Okay, some of the up-and-coming shows I'm planning on doing here with WindyCityHometown.com, Paranormal Radio. I'm going to do one on the opera. Opera's great. Last show I did it on Presidents, and we had a little bit of opera with that, and I thought this would be kind of cool to do some stuff with some of the opera stars from the past, and I'm sure anybody that we're having on the show tonight can vouch for me that opera houses and theaters are some of the most haunted places for psychic phenomena and paranormal activity, and we've got a few of those in mind. And we can do a show on that with no problem and play some of these old recordings of some of these stars from the past that haunt some of these locations, some of these opera houses. You'd be surprised to find out some of the places these people haunt. The Titanic, hands down, no question about it. I do my show in April. The show will be on the Titanic, but it will not be the normal Titanic things. I like to concentrate on the psychic and the supernatural connection to it, dealing with the psychic connection to passengers and survivors, suicide rates amongst survivors, and different supernatural things and premonitions people had with the ship, that kind of stuff. We'll be doing a show on that. We're going to do a show on New Orleans ghosts and haunts, local haunts in the area here. Other guests from time to time, we'll bring them on as the show permits and people's schedules permit. We'll be doing that. And that's what we got going on here with Windy City. So watch for us on that. Newspaper articles, I just found a couple of things. From time to time I like to find these things. Some are not necessarily paranormal related, but they kind of are related to some of the things we're talking about, and we like to bring those up. There was this article, last week I did a show here with WindyCityHometown.com, and it was about the presidents and the haunted White House and all that, and I talked quite a bit on Abraham Lincoln and Lincoln's ghost. And 2 weeks in a row they had this article in the paper out of the Sun-Times, and it's about the credibility of a hat, one of Lincoln's high top hats that we're all familiar, what he looked like wearing that. So many of his photos have him with the high top hat on, not being his hat. And they have this in the Lincoln Museum in Springfield, Illinois. Supposedly this hat was his, and it was given to a farmer in downstate Illinois when Lincoln was running for the presidency and down giving some speeches, and just as a token he handed this man the hat. And the family kept it all these years, and then finally it wound up into the hands of the Lincoln Museum, and that's where it is. But now they're debating if that hat is actually Lincoln's hat or not. Then the story kind of changed. He says, no, it wasn't given to the farmer in downstate Illinois. He actually traveled to Washington when Lincoln was elected to the presidency, and there Lincoln gave him the hat. So the stories are kind of conflicting. They don't really know. It's kind of these maybe is, maybe isn't stories. There's nothing to really document that, but then on the flip side of the coin is the hat is Lincoln's hat size. We know what his hat size was, and the hat did come from a hat maker, a milliner, that was in Springfield, Illinois. So it would make kind of sense that he would have bought his hats in Springfield where he lived, and it being his hat size. So there's like things going for it, things going against it. We don't really know. There are 2 fingerprints on the brim of the hat that supposedly are Lincoln's fingerprints from him constantly taking his hat off and tipping it. You know, proper 19th century etiquette. You tipped your hat off to ladies. When you enter the building, you took your hat off. So they want to do now some DNA studies on that to find out if it was indeed Lincoln's hat or not. They want to find that out. And then there's a little article in the paper about this opera star that got badly burnt. If you watched this in the papers, it was on the news and everything. They were doing, for the life of me, it's one of the Wagnerian operas at the Civic Opera House here in Chicago. And he was performing, walking on stilts, and I would guess it was a carnival scene. He was supposed to be a fire breather. And something went awry with the thing he was doing, and the fire blew back into his face and burned him very severely. And there's just a little article here that he's back to work and everything is fine. He got his job back with the Lyric, and he's doing okay, although he is now an understudy. So he's still doing, he's not afraid to do it, and all is well with him with that. That's all I got for newspapers. That's it for that. A couple of things I just wanted to announce for the Park District where I live in Summit. They asked me to do this, and I said, certainly I'll do it, because I used to do it for Monward, and I think they will eventually end up being a sponsor for us here at WindyCityHometown.com, too. They're having a spring Easter egg hunt for the kids, and that's 7th grade children and up, and that will be March 23rd. That's a free admission. A flea market coming up with them on that is May 18th for a flea market, $20 per table. They also have a rain date on that, so if it's raining on the 18th, you can do it on the 19th. And then there's a kids flea market. They're doing June 15th for $10 for that, for children's stuff there. So just a few things from the Park District over in Summit and Argo there where I live. Okay, we are going to get to guests. We have with us tonight 4 people that are very much into the paranormal field. They paranormal researchers, independents. They also join groups. There are 3 of them are from a group, and one is has a group, but he's here solo, so the 3 of them are going to gang up on him. And that one would be Mr. Tony SZABELSKI, and Tony's been with me before. I've had Tony on the radio before, and he's been at a couple of places and stuff where I've done some lectures and things. Tony, welcome to Paranormal Radio.
Hi, Bob. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome back, Tony.
Thank you.
Always nice to have you on.
Oh, it's always nice to be on.
Yeah, and then the other ones I have are 3 newcomers. I have Mr. Phil Dankowski.
Hi, Bob. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to Paranormal, Phil. And Miss Angelise, not Angelique, Angelise. Angelique was one of my favorite characters on the old Dark Shadows TV series. Angelique was a witch, but you're Angelise. You're not Angelique.
Hi, Bob.
So we have Angelise Farina. Thank you for coming on, Angelise.
Thank you.
And Miss Kelly Howard.
Hi.
And
Thanks
thank you for being
having
with us. Yeah, now you folks are with the Paranormal team.
PC Paranormal.
PC Paranormal. What does PC stand for?
Like computer, like precision.
Personal computer?
Yes, like
Okay.
precision
Personal computer
investigating.
paranormal.
Right.
Okay. Now, what's a hot topic of research for you guys? Do you research like ghosts on the internet or through the computers or what?
No, it stands for like precision, precise investigating.
Ah, I see. Okay. And you have a website.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Kelly, could you give it to him?
It's PCPI investigations.wix.com/PCPI team.
Run that one again. Go ahead and do that again, if you can.
PCPI investigations.wix.com/PCPI team.
Okay, and this is if anyone's interested, if they're serious about joining your organization, joining with the group, or
Or
if
they
they're
need
having an
help.
investigation done, they need some help. You do private homes, businesses, whatever may have some activity going on. You investigate and do all this. And Tony's shaking his head up and down here. And Tony, we won't forget yours either. Tony, go ahead, give us your group. Who you're with.
I'm with All City Paranormal Research.
And you got a website also.
We actually, we have the website and we have a Facebook site. They're both at www.allcityparanormalresearch.com. I think the Facebook page is a little bit better than the website right now.
It's a little easier to get a hold of you through the Facebook.
It is, it is.
It seems like most of the people I contact through Facebook too, rather than websites. Yeah. Okay, who would like to talk first here? Dan.
Pardon me?
Phil. I'm calling him Dan. You know what I'm doing? You know what I did?
I'm looking around me.
Yeah, he gave me this. I called him Dan, and his name is Phil, because you know what I did? I took the first part of his last name, Dankowski. I told you I'm bad with names. Phil, go ahead. You want to be the spokesperson for the group here? What are you working on now that's a hot place where there's some hauntings going on?
Right now, we did not too long ago Willow Springs, where I had a actual little child ghost follow me home, which one like about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I said, well, what's my son doing at the foot of my bed? I said, wait a minute, my son does not have long hair or wear a nightgown. So I partly waking up and I see a little girl standing at the foot of my bed. And about maybe 2 months ago, my son said he saw a blue girl sitting in the closet of his bedroom. And he didn't like it too much, but it didn't bother him. She didn't bother me, but it was a great experience, none to say.
So this could have been like an attachment, like something you were doing an investigation.
Yes, she
now, were you
followed me
doing
home.
an investigation? Were you trying to get rid of an entity there?
No, we just went to the Willow Springs Forest Preserve just to do an investigation. And as about 2 years ago, before that, I was like, I shouldn't do it. And it's a no-no, but I was antagonizing, and I had little fingers like at the bottom right hand of my hip scratch my stomach.
Ooh.
And then did it again, but just to get my attention.
Yeah, that's a big no-no in paranormal. You're not supposed to ask antagonizing questions. You're supposed to be nice.
Right. No, I was, but I just wanted to get some kind of response because I heard the woods may be haunted there. And we were just going there and just experimenting, investigating.
Yeah, I think what most paranormal investigators, as these things go on, and we all know how these investigations go, they're all night or 20 hours or whatever. Towards the end, when you're coming up with nothing, you start getting mad and you start asking them provoking questions. You try to get something out of them. Incidentally, guys, anytime you want, anybody jumps in on this. We run a loose ship here, so just because I'm talking to Phil, I got it right there.
Well, we had heard about Willow Springs that people had captured shadow people in images back there, and there were just some strange things going on. So we figured, well, why don't we go back there, check it out, see what all the hype is, and we had some unusual experiences. We got some questionable images that we got. We had a few EVPs that we actually captured at the time. When Philip was talking about the scratch that he had on his stomach at the time, at the same time I was photographing the area because we wanted to document as much as we could that he was saying he was having the experience. We have an image of before and after with nothing in it, and the one in the middle. At the time he said he felt the scratch, we actually have a shadow of like a child size shadow standing next to it.
Now, does this click to what you've seen? What you actually say you saw standing at the foot of your bed? Or
It made perfect sense that night when I got home, and it happened. And also in one of my photos from that same spot, I captured like a wolf type creature in the woods right behind somebody's hat, which the hat gave it perfect measurement, and you can see the snout, the red eyes, the face of the wolf.
Oh, I wonder if it was Lon Chaney Jr.
That would be. I want his autograph then.
Oh, yeah.
Now this is
Lon
the
Chaney
woods.
come back from the dead as the werewolf. I'm sorry, Tony.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I'm making a very bad joke here. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I hope it was Lon Chaney Jr.
Right behind
the Ashbury Coffee House.
Yes,
okay,
right
I'm
behind
very
back there.
familiar with those.
Yeah.
Now that Ashbury, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that what used to be the old Willow Shopping Center there?
Yes.
Isn't that, it's kind of like it goes up into the hills there. The stairs are cut into it.
Yes.
Yeah, ages ago that was old Willow, and then there's like a big banquet hall like in the back there.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
right behind
If
there.
it's still there, I haven't been in that area in a while. Yeah.
Now, Angelise and I went and did about 2 years ago in Elgin.
Oh, now you're getting to Tony's area
Yeah,
here.
give a tour in
yeah,
Elgin.
Tony can tell you all about Elgin. Yeah.
Is that the one with the cemetery that's secluded? You getting permission to get in there back there? It's all
the one that's connected with the Elgin State Mental Hospital.
Yes.
The cemetery was one of the best investigations.
We go in there on the tour.
Me and Philip were in the back, and we kind of broke off from the group, and he went very far left, and I went very far right.
Yeah.
And he was. I was doing EVPs.
You were doing. We were both doing EVP and
photographing,
photographs, right?
And I was all by myself, and we were very, like I said, we were very far apart, so nobody was anywhere near me, and I could hear murmuring, and it was all surrounded by like in a clearing, by trees. And I was like, am I really hearing voices? And I kept going closer to the trees. I started taking pictures, and I got to like the third picture, and I had my flash on, and it was pitch black. It was really dark by that time, and right in front of me, and I almost dropped my camera because it startled me.
Yeah.
There was like a completely black, opaque like figure, like right in front of me. I could see arms, I could see legs. Wasn't a head.
But no facial features.
No,
or anything, just
it
a shadow
cut
figure.
off like right here,
Like a black,
and it was a second. And for a second, I'm like, was that my shadow in the, the trees?
Right.
I did it again, and nothing. And then I looked at my pictures, and there was like a huge, huge orb just right in the middle of the photograph.
That whole area there, Archer Road, we all know the thing with Archer Road there, and Old Willow or the. What you're talking
Well, this
about,
is an Elgin.
Yeah, this is an Elgin.
Oh, now we're on the Elgin. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we're
the
on
cemetery
the
there.
Elgin
Yeah.
cemetery.
Now, I don't know if you know, there is a theory about that cemetery that there is one name on each of those little headstones, but the theory is that they're buried 5 deep in there.
I remember that from the tour. Yeah.
Which tour were you on?
What was the name of that
year?
guy?
Alexander Felix.
Oh, he gives it. Okay.
Yeah, he gave that one when we went there.
Now they bury 5 deep. So
The theory is, I mean, we have no way of knowing
I wonder what
for
the reason.
sure.
Well, the only way they would know is if
Well,
they
a lot of the
dug
bodies were
some-
never claimed by families who dropped them off there many years ago, and they ran out of space to bury them. So
the only way they would know for
kept
certain is
going
if they
down.
interred some of them, and
Right.
you'd see if there were multiple burials, what would be left of the remains.
Right.
Now, also, when we went back there alone into the back part, everybody was up front by the graves, by the headstones. We filtered off to the back, like she said. We also heard a growl, remember?
Yeah.
And we captured it on EVP.
That's
we
pretty
heard a growl.
common back there, hearing that.
But it was just one growl, and it was really, really strong.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
It was a very
Is this a
sad
Catholic cemetery or a
No,
non-denominational?
this
It's
is
like a potter's
this is the
field.
potter's
Okay,
field.
All the
all
people
right.
who weren't.
Oh, that would
from
explain
the
multiple
Elgin
burials
State
then.
Hospital.
That answers that question. They're
That's
saving
right.
money, so they're doing multiple
Yes.
burials in one grave.
That's why I
Okay.
said a lot of the bodies weren't claimed that were at Elgin Mental State Hospital.
Yeah, sure. Okay, now that makes sense. Yeah,
Now,
'Cause I'm thinking if it's a Catholic cemetery, they don't allow. They do now. They're starting now where they allow multiple burials. But years past, it was taboo. They didn't do it. So if it's a free cemetery, that would make sense.
These
yeah.
people were not treated well at
No,
all. They
they
were
were
not thought about. They were like just dumped in a hole in the back, and that was it.
Yeah.
Many of them were burned too, incinerated years ago.
And you had nothing left but the ashes. That's it. Yeah. So it would stand to reason this would be kind of a good area where you'd have a lot of unrest amongst these spirits and that kind of thing. Yeah.
I think Elgin is a very haunted town. Have you ever been to Bluff City Cemetery?
No, have not over there.
That's another good one, and Mount Hope Cemetery. They're both very active cemeteries.
Well, you got a haunted casino in Elgin. You got the Grand Victoria. Every time I go there, my money disappears.
Yeah,
so it's haunted.
Me too. That's why I stay out of there.
Yeah, that whole town of Elgin. When I went to, it was like I hadn't been there in some years, and I went to the Grand Victoria. We had like a little trip, and I went there to the casino. I'm not a big gambling person. I was surprised to see that town so closed up and dead as it is. No pun intended, but there's like not a lot of activity in that town.
When was the last time you were there?
Last year over the summer, yeah.
The downtown has come back quite a bit.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of vacancies there, a lot of things. So I thought, there might be a lot of paranormal around here with all these empty buildings and, foreclosures and all this. Just like kind of becoming the normal landscape these days.
Right, that's true. That's true everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, back to paranormal. Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to go next? What are you guys working on?
You were mentioning about with Archer Avenue and over there in Willow Springs.
Yeah, right. That's a very psychic area. Yeah.
Yeah, we did some research on the area back there to find out. I don't know if this might have any connection with why there's so much activity that seems to be in the area, but right along Archer Avenue there, at one point in time, it used to actually be a wagon trail for the pioneers when they were coming through the state, to where there was actually a fort. A stop where they would stop to resupply and a checkpoint that was actually at Archer and Harlem, over in that area.
Yeah, there have been theories about that, and they say some people may have died on the trail, this kind of thing like that. Hasty burials along the road. Also, the theory of it being an Indian trail and it's connected to Indian trails, Indian burial grounds. A lot of reasons why Archer Road is so haunted like it is. I don't think it's any one reason. I think it's more like a combination of things. Yeah, in and of itself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now, if someone wants to get a hold of you folks here with PC Paranormal,
you can reach me at my cell phone number at 773-330-4247, 24/7.
You realize now you're going to be getting a lot of crank calls, like about 2 o'clock in the morning. Once people hear this show, you're going to be getting...
That's perfect. I'm at work. They can bother me.
I made the mistake one time of giving my phone number over the air. Never did it again.
773-330-4247. I invite trouble.
He lives on this stuff, yeah.
Crank away.
I bet you tonight you're going to get a call and say, that little girl that you see with the white nightgown? That was my daughter, Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Or if you don't want to talk to Mr. Phil and bother him on the phone, go up to the PC website, right? Okay. Yeah.
We also have a Facebook, PC Paranormal Investigations, on Facebook. Contact me through there too.
And Tony, you're with All City, and same thing. If they want to get a hold of you, you're not going to give your phone number out, huh?
No.
The only time you want somebody calling you is if they got a job for you, managing another kitchen, huh?
That. They're a very attractive woman. She can call too. Yeah, through the Facebook page or the All City website, you could get a hold of us.
Now, you folks all do. Now, see, I don't associate with a group. I do paranormal investigation. I do this on my own. I don't align myself to anyone. We were talking about this before, different reasons for doing this. But now, as a team, do you guys charge for your services, or you just do this voluntarily?
No, it's free.
Absolutely not.
You do what you want to do. So someone has something in their home that's disturbing them. They want to give you a call. Can you do something about this? Now, do you go into a cleansing to get rid of something that they may have, or do you just basically investigate to see if it's there and tell them, that's it?
We just go in there and investigate to see if there is a paranormal problem.
And that's as far as you take it.
Educate the family, the business on the paranormal and
Now, my team, in addition to that, we do that part too, but we also have another person who works with us. We call our consultant. He can do cleansings. He can even remove spirits.
Ah, okay. So if you do have one you want to get rid of for whatever reason, 99.9% of the time, any ghostly encounters, they don't harm you.
They're very harmless. They don't. Very harmless.
They're there. They may be a nuisance. They may do things. That's like you with the scratching. You said the thing touched you and that. That's the extreme
Unlike
rarity.
what most of TV and movies will present.
Oh,
to you.
yeah. It's an entire... Yeah, we were talking earlier, before we did the show, we were talking about seances. And Tony had just said over the weekend, was it? You went to a seance?
Right.
And we were talking, I said, now, was it the actual real deal seance, or is it the Hollywood version of the seance, Yeah. Yeah, it was a little of both.
A little both.
I take it you weren't too happy with the results of the seance.
I mean, I did want to bring that up. There was, and this is something I did kind of separate from my team because some of the other people were friends of mine. I ran you could kind of say I ran an event, but it was in cooperation with the Snap It Paranormal team, who I used to be associated with. And if any paranormal teams are interested, or if you guys are interested, there is this old funeral home, which is now a spiritual church, and it's in where did I say it was? It's in...
Yeah, you told me the story, I forgot what it was. But it's a spiritualist church.
Yes.
Now, spiritualism is a recognized religion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And the reverend of the church does the seances. And
this is in Cicero.
It's in Cicero. Yes,
there it is.
Yeah, so,
I had to think. I had to think for a second
couldn't
myself.
Think for a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I do that too. Trust me.
Yes, it's in Cicero, and on Saturday nights they'll rent it out to paranormal investigators. It's $20 a person. They require a minimum of 5 people, and I believe the hours are from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. If you get 10 people or more, they'll give you a free pizza and soda.
Oh my Lord!
I know.
So you're having a free pizza and soda. You go in now. Now, what are you getting for your $20? You're getting. If you have 10 people more, you get pizza and soda. Do you get a seance?
The Reverend Mihaela Bacon, who is the Reverend of the church, she will do a seance beforehand.
Okay.
And then you get to investigate the church. There's 2 floors. So that's what you get for your $20.
Now, is she the pastor at the church?
She's the Reverend.
Okay, all right.
And like you said, the church is based on spiritualism.
Okay, yeah, because spiritualism is definitely... I've had a talk with many people in the spiritualist religion, and I've actually had a couple of spiritual... I had a minister on TV that was ordained in the spiritualist religion. So it is a recognized faith. It's nothing...
Yes,
it's not a joking thing. It is
no,
a
it's not.
recognized faith.
Yeah, they do have Sunday services.
And they are serious, but they do hold regular services.
Yes.
They are ordained. They can perform marriages and all this, which I was surprised to find that out. I didn't know they could. But you are actually ordained into this, and you can do all the things that a Presbyterian or Episcopal, a Catholic priest, any of this, a rabbi, just like any other recognized faith. Yeah.
But she also does readings for people too, if they're interested.
Okay.
That's included that night too. She'll give you a private reading.
I've never been to a spiritualist service. Have you ever gone to one of her services?
No, I never have.
I'm just curious to know now that she does all these readings and everything. If the sermon gets kind of dull and people start falling asleep, well, let's do some readings here and get some spirits in.
She might.
Yeah.
What kind of reading does she do? Is it like a tarot reading?
No, like
psychic
a psychic reading. She'll look at you and whatever impression she's getting. Or
that's how most spiritualists
getting.
operate that way. They do psychic readings. They don't need cards or any other instruments to do it. They do it just by sitting there.
So if anybody's interested in investigating that, they can get a hold of me. Or actually, could they get a hold of you, Bob, to get a hold of me?
Yeah,
that can work.
Yeah, we have
I don't have to give out my phone number.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be something you do through the All City website.
Or send you a message on Facebook.
They can send me a message on Facebook.
Yeah. Give us your Facebook page.
It's Tony SZABELSKI, SZABELSKI.
So you can go over on Facebook, contact Tony if you're interested in doing this, or if it's something you'd like to do, something different you want to experience.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe somebody just starting out in paranormal. You want to kind of test your, wet your wings in it, so to speak.
I think it's a great place to start off. We've had quite a few experiences there.
Okay, I'm just going to reintroduce guests again here because we've been talking for a while and I haven't said anybody's name. That gentleman we were just talking with, that was Mr. Tony SZABELSKI, and he is with an organization called All City Paranormal Research. That's his. And then we have with us Miss Kelly Howard and Angelise Farina and Mr. Phil Dankowski, and they are with
PC Paranormal Investigations.
PC Paranormal Investigations. There we go. Now, what do you folks have? Any special events coming up or anything?
We have another investigation coming up as soon as the weather cooperates at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
Yeah, that you kind of, we're supposed to have some nasty weather tomorrow, we're supposed to get, so.
Yes, a lot of snow. But that's always a place that has a lot
However, sometimes in paranormal, and I'm sure you guys all know this, sometimes different extreme weather conditions are very good. Because it's something out of the norm, and it's, like when we're having a heat wave or an unusual cold spell, that's when things start happening.
Which is great for a hardier investigator than I am. I like to be.
Now, you do a lot of investigating at that show. Is that like one of your favorite hangouts?
We go like maybe once to twice a year there. And mainly it's like you said, in a cooler climate, which we do get our best evidence, photos.
It seems to be, with Bachelor's Grove. Yeah. Most folks that I've talked to, and trust me, I've talked to many people that claim to have had experiences out there. They always seem to have been like in the fall,
right?
Like October, November type weather, that kind of thing like that.
But like I was telling you earlier, most of the evidence is collected that's outside the cemetery, not inside. Inside it's like, hate to use the word or a bad pun, but just a dead zone. Yeah, exactly.
I've talked to other investigators that have said the same thing. Sometime back I had a gentleman, John Metlicki, with another paranormal investigative team, and he told me that. He says, no, I don't do any investigating in the cemetery. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is like the hotbed here. Everybody knows Bachelor's Grove. He says, no, it's not in the cemetery. That cemetery is just too overdone. It's been too cleansed. He said it's the woods in the area around, and it's true. That's where it is. However, people have been known to have experiences in that cemetery too, just the same.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm sure, but mainly outside for our group, for us.
We always get so many EVPs. I feel like that's the outside.
Now we're going to get to the EVPs. I'm glad you brought that up. You did bring, Phil. You did bring some EVP recordings.
I brought out the best ones that are nice and clear.
Okay. Now, like I told you, these are going to be gone on the internet, and these are going to be over, for YouTube and that. So if this is anything you don't want anyone else to record or anything, you don't play these over the air. If these things you want to keep, your own private stuff. Okay. If you want to play them, you're more than welcome to, and people can hear it. Just in case you don't know, if you listen to this show just out of clear interest in paranormal, maybe you don't have that much experience with paranormal, EVP recordings are recordings. You run a recorder, and it goes very slow, and it runs for a very, very long time, 20 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours, whatever, and you do your investigation, you set this up, and then later on, this is where the fun part of investigating comes in, you have to go back and listen to all this. These are sounds that are picked up by the spirits and the entities that are there that you can't hear with the human ear, the way we hear it. So in these recordings, these things do come up, but it's hours and hours of research and work and all that. Sort of like archaeologists, you're out on a dig site for many, many months digging, and you turn up with one little bone, and that's how this works. So there's a downside to paranormal investigating too. It's very tedious too.
Very.
It can be.
Yes.
You have to have patience.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of patience too. I can tell you this firsthand because
Hours
I've done it too.
of dead air and nothing.
Right. Oh yeah. So go ahead now. You want to set these up? What we're hearing here? Where this came from? What we're hearing?
Yes. Most of these are from discrete locations. I can't say the location.
Okay, don't say the location, but you want us to hear the things. And what are we hearing here?
This one here is supposed to be, hey, can you hear me now?
Okay, let's listen to this and we'll see what we come up with here.
Or hey, can you hear me? Sorry.
I heard it. Yeah, first time around I heard it.
It's
sometimes on these EVPs I got to listen to them 2 or 3 times and I hear it. That was pretty clear. It's like a whisper. Hey, can you hear me? I heard that loud and clear.
Right. Okay. I actually heard that one not just through the recorder, but physically through my own hearing in the open.
Oh, so you didn't even need the machine to hear this. You heard it clear as a bell. Yeah, that's a good one.
Usually we don't.
That's the ideal situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I'll play this scream. I don't know how loud it's going to come over. I'm going to put the speaker down here.
Well, you'll see. If 5 people drop their headsets, off their ears, you'll see how loud it was. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay. Now, this is off the computer. I have that on the recorder here, but I'll play it here, too.
All right. Now that one there, I'm not too sure about this one myself.
Yeah,
that sounds like a roaring train, a whistling tea kettle. That's a couple of different ones.
I was thinking along the lines of the tea kettle.
A tea kettle, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, like steam. Yeah.
Now there were 3 guys at the site.
And then I wasn't sure if that was our equipment. Yeah, that is our equipment here.
That's ours.
That's something backing up here doing that, because that was coming out on it too, and I wasn't sure if that was on your tape or if that was something here in the studio.
Yeah, that was some feedback.
Okay.
Feedback from the headphones.
That's what's doing it. Yeah, headback feedback. Mr. John DeVita there says that.
Okay.
I know you can't say where that was, but can you describe?
I was saying was it DeVita or DeVita?
It was a
DeVita.
So
I did say it right.
The second order, there was only 3 men there at the time. This is going way back before a different group I had, and there was no girls, no women, no females around at all.
Indoor site?
Yes, it was indoor. It was indoor, near no train yards or nothing like that. It was
yeah, that could have been like a roaring train. A tea kettle was in steam. So I'm thinking
it's not giving it much justice through the microphone and everything, but it's from what we determined.
But nonetheless, it's something there that was not there.
Well, there was another spirit controlling a female spirit.
Okay,
that's what we finally determined from all the investigations. We were able to get in there. Something was controlling this girl ghost.
Yeah. See, that's how these EVPs work. Now, the first one, we all heard that. That was very loud and clear. Everybody heard that first time around. No questions about it. You heard that real clear. Second one, a little different to hear. That's why you kind of have to have a trained ear for these things, so you know what you're listening to.
Exactly.
You got something else for us there, Phil?
Let me see here. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this one. It's supposed to say my name, Philip.
Oh. A ghost that actually addressed you.
Now this will give you another perspective of a different EVP, what it sounds like when you're trying to filter it.
Okay, that one I heard.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, that one.
Right. And let me see here. I got one that says working. One more time.
Yeah.
Now, there are some people that are skeptics, and they say, now, when you're talking to a ghost, you're talking to a spirit, why do they have to speak this way? Why can't you just hear them? Well, they're in another realm.
Right.
You're not in the same realm we're in.
Another
It's another
dimension
entirely.
Yes.
So things are going to be distorted, and you're going to hear things differently in that.
Right.
Sure. There's an opera house in Texas. It's called the Granbury Opera House, where supposedly this is just some little story that's floating around, that John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated President Lincoln, did not die. He lived for many years after in incognito and this kind of stuff. And supposedly he haunts this opera house in Texas, and they have some EVP recordings of him, and he says his name. He says, I'm John Wilkes Booth, John Wilkes Booth. And you can hear it. It's not real clear, but you can hear it. But when your ear is trained to hear these other realm recordings, so to speak, it makes sense to you, Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Sometimes ghosts could also be determined as interdimensional.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean that hasn't been ruled out yet. They are interdimensional.
Yes.
If not from one dimension to this dimension.
Boy, it makes you wonder. Now we have many famous. Now the 19th century, of course, was the heyday for the spiritualist movement and for ghosts and spirituals and mediums and everything and all this. And then, of course, again in the 1920s, all this resurfaced and became extremely popular. And in those days, you were very limited to your equipment. You didn't have anything that you have now. Yet people were able to do this and get some fine photos. A lot of those photos have proven to be fakes, but they had very limited materials to work. But yet you had some famous ghost hunters that came out of the 19th century that did this type of work.
Now, again, it's all theories and stuff, but I've also heard it described as different frequencies and vibrations that they're at. So it would be like this radio station, you can get at a certain frequency, and they would be at a different frequency.
But it just makes me curious to know why someone would say your name, like they say his name, Phil, if he can't hear it. If he's got to go, if you're trying to get the person's attention there, and he's got to go back with a recording and listen to this, many hours, maybe days later when he has time to do it, and listen to this, if the person's trying to address him, unless maybe he just wanted him to come back, let him know that he was acknowledged.
Until I try to see if it's a residual, more so intelligent haunt. That's when I try to determine if it's an intelligent haunt. Is it aware that I'm there? Does it know who I am? By me antagonizing it now and then, do I want to do I want to do that? And sometimes I do.
There's also a theory that they may not have enough energy. They may not be strong enough to communicate in a way that we can. They can't knock something over.
So that's how these come across. They come across not as in the normal voice, so to speak. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask the big questions. Tony, have you seen any ghosts?
I have not seen what I would call a ghost. I did see a black shadow moving.
All right.
Do you want me to tell the story? Or?
Go ahead, sure.
It was, the name of the place was Porter County Jail. It was in Valparaiso, Indiana. We were down in the basement where they used to have the temporary holding cells for the incorrigibles. And it's the building is under renovations now. They're turning it into a museum. Part of it is open as a museum.
When you start doing remodeling and renovation, that really shakes things up. That's
it's been closed as a jail since, I think, 1973, something like that. But I was with another investigator, Lisa, who's our case manager, and she was. We were standing side by side, pitch black. There's no light coming in from anywhere. She was taking pictures. I had a K2 meter in my hand. In the flash of her camera, I saw twice a black mist moving from left to right.
Okay. That wasn't the mist.
That was well. We hope it wasn't. The first time, I was kind of a little hesitant to acknowledge it because I thought, well, did I really see that? And then she took another picture right after that, and I saw it again kind of trailing off a little bit more. So that time I said, well, I saw something. And she's like, well, what did you see? And I said, I swear I saw this black mist moving from left to right. And she looked back on her pictures, and it's in there. Now, what we didn't know at the time, there was another investigator who had my camera, who was at another end of the basement, taking pictures in that direction, and it also showed up on that camera.
Oh, so okay.
So it was kind of like a double
I would
validation.
say you saw a ghost.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
Definitely, yeah, classified as a ghost. Wasn't a ghost like you could make out facial features, make out clothing, but nonetheless you saw a ghost. Yeah. Kelly, how about yourself? Seen a ghost?
Yeah, a lot when I was a child.
So
mostly when I was a child. I actually, grew up with Burr Oak Cemetery as my backyard.
Children are very, very much in tune to the psychic and the paranormal. Oftentimes, I think with children, the child that has the imaginary friend, that's afraid of the monster under the bed, this kind of stuff, those are kids that kind of grow up with psychic ability and are more in tune with paranormal. Sometimes the parents just blow it off as being a child, but there's a little more to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've even recently over the summer when we were at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Actually, like he said, we get most of our stuff outside, but we were standing outside the gates of the actual cemetery, and I had actually seen somebody walk across and just kind of disappear. That was actually dressed in traditional jeans and a shirt, and I said, "Did you see the guy? Where'd he go?" And he's like, "I didn't see anybody." So, I mean, that would be the recent thing that I was kind of like, okay, what was that?
That was four of the ghosts I've seen in my life. One of them was at, well, actually two. There were two. I classify them as one since I saw them both at the same time, but two of them I actually saw at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. So yeah, I believe that. Now you grew up with Burr Oak Cemetery in your backyard, you said?
Yes.
So you lived right over there, huh?
Yeah, I grew up right on Loveland, which the whole
right there,
street lines Burr Oak Cemetery there.
Wow.
You know, they had the whole controversy about the dug-up graves. I can tell you, me and my sister many times we used to, climb the fence, go back there and play Ghosts in the Graveyard and there we fell many times inside graves that they had just dug up and pulled the bodies out with the coffins sitting there on the edge of the... So it was
playground for childhood, huh?
Yes, I mean, we even come to find out years later. Which
were your parents named Herman and Lily Munster? Or?
No. No.
Or were they Gomez and Morticia Adams? Their kids kind of did things like that on those TV shows.
We come to find out we used to go back in the area and ice skate on what we thought was a pond at the time. To come to find out years later was actually where they dumped all the bodies.
Oh my Lord!
That filled up with water and froze, and all us neighborhood kids, we ice skated on that.
Heaven forbid if someone broke through the ice or something, boy, you might come in contact with somebody's remains right there. Boy, that would be a grisly sight, wouldn't it? Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Miss Angelise, how about yourself? Seen any ghosts?
Yes, the story I shared a little earlier at the Elgin Cemetery when I was taking the pictures and kind of doing EVP work, and I heard voices and started photographing, and I got to my third photograph, and there in the flash of the camera, there was like a black shadow figure right in front of me.
Right.
Freaked me out.
Yeah.
And you, I know, you've seen the little girl. Anybody else besides the little girl figure to bed?
One old investigation, there was 3 guys, including me would be 4, and lights are on. Lights are on totally. There's no darkness, nothing like that. We're taking a break. 2 guys are in the command post, and I'm walking with the other guy. He turns around to look at me. As soon as he turns to look at me, I see a full, about 5.5 foot, 6 foot shadow person looking at the other 2 guys. It panned and saw us come and I saw it dart into a wall with the lights on. I mean, it was. I see it like yesterday.
Well, you know why ghosts, and this is not a joke, but you know why ghosts walk through walls, don't you? And why they float through the air.
No.
Because in their life, there were no walls there.
Okay, I see what
They're taking their normal path in life that they did, and staircases.
Okay.
They're floating up staircases. So we actually think they're floating up air, but they're actually walking up a staircase that they did in life, and the staircase is no longer there.
Okay.
So that's why they appear to float in the air and that. But they're doing what they did in life, following their path. Where it's kind of like frozen in time and it's reenacted over and over, that type of thing like that. That's one theory on it. Yeah.
And then the last one would be Bachelor's Grove, again outside the Grove, on that first house entrance I was telling you about earlier.
Sure.
We're walking through the woods. Something started pulling me deeper into the woods, and one of my team members that's not here, Victoria, she started following me. And as I'm walking, I see someone looks like a tan jacket with a hood on. I go, "Hey, excuse me, can I help you? Hey, you need any help?" And then I turned to look at her, and it just disappeared. That being or person or entity just disappeared.
Yeah. So we've all had some sort of experience. Well, that seems to be about that. We've got about 2 minutes left here with that, so I'm going to give some station identification. Our thanks to Mr. John DeVita. Thank you, John, for letting me come in and do this show here. It's a joy doing these things, and thank you all for coming on. Tony SZABELSKI, thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Bill Dinkowski, ladies, Elise, Angelise, not Elise, Angelise and Kelly, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
You're all invited back anytime you'd like to. Y'all come back now, you hear? Yeah, anytime you'd like. You're welcome to come back on. And there again, now just some station identification here. We are on www.windycityhometown.com. That's where the show, if you want to listen to this broadcast, it will come up on that. And then also, too, they throw us up on YouTube there. We get us on YouTube is punch up Paranormal Radio, just a very basic name of the show, and the date. Today's date would be, there goes that feedback again. Today's date would be 2/25/13, and then the show will pop up. Thank you all for coming on, and then also too, just again, my mention to a future guest I'm going to have on here, Miss Jacqueline Stigman, about her book From Darkness. You can order that through Jacqueline's website, jacquelinestigman.com. It's a pretty inexpensive book, and it's really good. I didn't get to read the whole thing yet because I'm working on like 4 books myself here. I read like the first chapter of it. It's an interesting book. Order through the website. She gives you a 10% discount on that. And then also to some sponsorship. If you'd like us to sponsor this show, these types of shows here at WindyCity.com, give Mr. John DeVita a call, contact through the website, or contact me through Facebook page, and we will make certain that whatever your business, organization, or whatever it is you've got, we will plug you, and the welcome dollars that come in to support the station are always welcome. Thank you so much for listening. Next show, we will be doing these shows probably like once a month, maybe twice a month. I'll be doing it. So my next one will not be until probably middle or end of March. We'll announce that as we get closer to it. I'll pop that up on Facebook when we have a definite time for that, and we'll let you know what that show is going to be about. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you all for coming on. It's been a joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.